Excuse me for my appearance. I guess you're going to see me as a regular person today. It's my Sports Authority hat. Had it for a while. I'm outside cutting grass. But I was asked some questions, and I've explained it in other videos, but I'm going to give you one quick video, more video tonight. They asked about Social Security. What am I going to do about Social Security? I'm going to make it sound for the next 100 years. Whoa! That's a lot to say there, isn't it? How? Well, remember how Obama wants to fine the big oil companies? No. But they're going to pay for it. They're going to make it sound. How? First and foremost, understand in the United States, our Congress cannot own property. Our government cannot. Other than military installations, they are not allowed to own property. All those federal parks, all those national reserves, they belong to you, the American people. Yes, you out there. Every square inch of Yellowstone National Park belongs to you. Every square inch of Mount Rushmore belongs to you. Every square inch of the Volcanic National Park in Hawaii belongs to you, etc. Every square inch of ANWR belongs to you. Plus, you own, off the coast, east and west, and the Gulf of Mexico, 200 miles out. That belongs to you. Jurisdiction of the United States, that land underneath that ocean belongs to you, the American people. Why do I say that? That means you own everything that's in that ground. Everything, including the oil. So, what should we do? Instead of Congress giving a lease like, oh, you want to drill here? Okay, you got a lease for 6 months. No. Do it just like a private citizen with private property. You know, somebody owns a private property, the big oil company comes and says, okay, we will drill there, we will pay you this much till we start drilling, and then we'll pay you so much a barrel. Same thing with us, the American people. They will have a contract with a drilling start date. Also, it will have a pumping start date. And the estimate approximately barrels per day. Now, once they actually start pumping, then they will be paying the actual barrels. That's right. When they're pumping the oil, they will be paying the federal government per barrel so much out of that oil that comes out of the ocean. Or so much per barrel out of that comes off of government land. They are paying it to the government. And here's where it gets interesting. 60% of all revenues from drilling oil in the United States and its territories belonging to the federal government, which belongs to the American people, will go straight into Social Security. Nowhere else. That's right, 60%. Now that leaves 40% for something else, right? 20% will go straight into medical for everybody. How? I talked about how hospitals will have these open clinics. 20% of all the oil pumped out of all these territories of the United States, including our East Coast and West Coast, will go straight into medical fund for hospitals to open free clinics at every single hospital. Or open clinics, not free, open. And why at the hospitals? In medical, I explained that. You have the facilities there. Everything you need to do your work. Plus, everybody knows where hospitals are. If you have insurance, you drop off your insurance card, there's no payment. If you are Medicaid or Medicare, you drop off your Medicaid, Medicare card, no payment. If you have nothing, you pay a $5 user fee. And like I said, in these clinics, if you bring someone in with a broken arm, they write paperwork, they get an x-ray in the hospital, they go and put your arm in a cast, you're out the door. They have the facilities of the hospital right there with that clinic. Also, that leaves 20% left. 10% of the remaining 20 will go into directly Medicaid and Medicare to pay for people's insurances that don't have it. And the remaining 10% Congress can waste. We're going to have to give them something to play with. After all, they're looking at all this money in the first place. So plain and simple, how do we make Social Security sound? making the big oil companies buy our oil in the ground. And then that money goes into Social Security. Don't find them. Let them pay for it. Be like the rest of the world. And the money goes to the American people. That is how to make Social Security sound, and that is how to get the big oil companies to pay for it. They will buy our oil. As we develop other forms of energy, we will wean ourselves off of oil, but the rest of the world will be on it for a long, long time. And also, the less we use for fuel, the more it is for other products that we need, for plastics, for building supplies, for all kinds of things that oil is used on. Believe it or not, those photoelectric cells that produce electricity from the sun use oil. So, that is quickly how I plan on doing it. Drill, drill, drill. Get our oil out of the ground. Let these big oil companies pay for it per barrel, and that money goes into 60% of it straight into Social Security, so that your Social Security will be there for over 100 years. That's a lot of money going into Social Security. And make it so Congress cannot touch it other than Social Security without a national referendum. In other words, they cannot do it by Congress. It'll actually have an actual vote for them to touch a cent, because they've already proven with collecting Social Security from quote unquote the baby boomers, they can't handle the security of the savings account. Hey, don't feel bad. How many families save, and someone in that family can't save and they spend it? And then when you need it, it's not there. So Congress is no different than anybody else. Poor money managers, which they already proven they are very poor money managers. They're no different. So you fix it so they can't touch it. And that's how to make Social Security sound. That's how to get us medical. Notice I didn't say medical insurance. Medical. Everybody who comes in this country will have medical, because every single hospital will have an open clinic. And also a little bit for Medicaid and Medicare. This is JD. Now, that's how I plan on making our Social Security sound. Once I become president, any new drilling, any new wells, from that date forward, their revenue will be split up that way. You, the American people, own that oil. You, the American people, own all the mineral rights on that lands, in those lands. You, the American people, own all the lumber rights on those lands. Guess where they're going? Education. Mineral and lumber rights. Straight into education. When somebody cuts a tree out of a national forest, cuts the tree down, hey, they're going to pay the government for it. It goes straight into education. You make books out of trees, you give money for computers. Thank you. Have a nice day. This is JD. I will get to education later.